Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Oh, Derek Carr. Oh, ye benevolent monarch. Yes, he, Derek Carr, the emperor of empty yards. Oh, my goodness. Stand before thee. Have you heard what he's doing? Muse, did you hear what Derek Carr is willing to do?
I heard what he's willing to do.
Paulie, did you hear about it? Did you hear what Derek Carr, what he's willing to do?
I did hear it.
Oh, my goodness, I tell you, what a guy. What a guy, that Derek Carr. What's his middle name? Derek something?
Dallas. Derek Dallas Carr.
Yeah, that's right. From the House of Carr, as T-Bob told us in his grand announcement. Derek Dallas Carr, such a benevolent monarch, that emperor of empty yards, Derek Carr. So good. Derek Carr gave an interview with Zach Ewing of the Times-Picayune. And in his benevolence, in his grace, our fearless leader said that he is willing to restructure his contract if it helps the team. Quote, if it helps the team and I saw the plan and I knew where it was going to go, man, let's figure it out. Not even a question, Carr said. I came here to win, so whatever we got to do, I'm all in. Oh, my. Can we give him a round of applause, everybody? Big round of applause, this guy. I mean, golly, the benevolence, the grace, the selflessness of one Derek Carr, the emperor of empty yards. Baloney! Get out of here. You know how that's being phrased? That's being presented as if he's taking a pay cut. He ain't talking about taking a pay cut. He's talking about restructuring his contract. That'll help nobody. Get out of here, Derek Carr. I'll go over this again. The Saints, as you all know, we're into that time of year now where the Saints are going to try to be moving toward cap compliance, and so they're going to start restructuring contracts to get within cap compliance. And they're going to have to take a lot of big deals, and they're going to restructure them and move money around so that way they can be within cap compliance. Well, when you restructure a deal, that's not taking a pay cut. What Andrews Pete did last year was take a pay cut. Because the Saints told him, hey, we're either cutting you or you can stay at a lower number. And he said, I'll stay at a lower number. That helps the Saints. Derek Carr, when you restructure your deal, the amount of money you get doesn't change. It just changes how you get the money. When they take salary and convert it into a signing bonus, you get a lump sum payment up front, and the team can spread that money out over future years, even voidable years in the future, which means the team is actually financially tied to you even longer. For example, look at Michael Thomas's contract. Michael Thomas signed that big 5-year, $96.25 million contract. And every year for the past couple of years, I've had Saints fans come, and we talk about it here all the time. They should trade Michael Thomas. They can't trade Michael Thomas. How in the world can you trade a guy with that contract? How are you going to get someone to give you an asset to take not only the player, but also the player's contract? This year, for example, for everybody who wanted the Saints to trade Michael Thomas, his cap hit was $14.2 million. His dead cap number was $36.1 million. It was going to cost you $36.1 million to not have Michael Thomas on your team. That would never happen. Oh, by the way, next year, Michael Thomas's cap hit, $10 million. His dead cap number, meaning if he's not on the roster, $18.1 million. It would cost you $8 million more to get rid of Michael Thomas than to have him. And if he ain't just the gift that keeps on giving all year long, the next 3 years subsequent, 25, 26, 27, you've got money on the books attached to Michael Thomas that are voided years. So even though he might not be on your roster after 2024, Michael Thomas will still cost you $9.1, $4.0, and $1 million each of the next 3 seasons in 25, 26, and 27. That's what a restructure does to you. Yes, it's a short-term option. It gets you within cap compliance today, but it binds you to that player financially even longer. So when we say kick the can down the road, that's what this is. So when Derek Carr, and listen, he was asked the question, it's not like he just came and made this bold proclamation, so I'll give him a little bit of a pass right there. But let's not pass this off as something more than what it really is. If Derek Carr restructured his contract with the New Orleans Saints, the Saints would pay him a lump sum now, and they would spread those cap hits out over future years, which means you would be financially bound to Derek Carr even longer. And the reality is, you got one more year of this awful failed experiment. One more year. Because as his contract sits right now, Derek Carr has a $35.7 million cap hit in 2024. So Derek Carr in 2024 is going to cost you $35.7 million. His dead cap number next year is $52.8 million. So Derek Carr's on your roster next year no matter what. It's going to cost you $35.7 to have him on the roster. If he's not here, it costs you $52.8 million. Ain't nobody eating $52.8 million. But the following year, 2025, Carr's cap number is 45.7. His dead cap number is 17.1. So yes, when Derek Carr comes back next year, stinks again, or is benched for a rookie, please God, then you cut him. You have a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, please God, and then you wash yourself of Derek Carr's $45 million cap hit in 2025, and you eat $17 million. That's most likely what will happen here with the Derek Carr contract in the future. My goodness, please, for the love of God, Kai Harley, do not entertain the notion of restructuring Derek Carr's deal. Do not extend this miserable nightmare that is the Derek Carr experiment, that some of you try to convince yourself is really just because of Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael, receivers that don't run routes or drop passes or a bad offensive line, and you can't actually acknowledge the fact that what you have is a guy that is a 10-year sample as a starting quarterback in the NFL, and he is average at best and always has been and always will be. Do not bind yourself to him for any longer than you are. Cut your losses after 2024 and move on. Can I be any more clear about where I stand on the possibility of Derek Carr restructuring? I would rather you go restructure Cesar Ruiz again. Bind yourself to Cesar Ruiz longer than Derek Carr. I can overcome a crappy right guard. I cannot overcome a mediocre quarterback and ever achieve what I want this franchise to achieve. You can't. It's not possible. You had the easiest schedule in the history of the organization this year, and you're not even going to make the playoffs. And I get it. Dennis Allen stinks. Pete Carmichael stinks. Receivers drop passes. The offensive line wasn't good. I get it. All the things you're talking about are right. So too is it that you have an average at best quarterback. And the idea of financially binding yourself to him for even longer than you already are makes me want to throw up right on the side of this desk. I want to take this big old 1-gallon water jug and throw up in it. And it would be really messy because even though it's a big water jug, there's just a little bitty spout at the top, so it would go everywhere. I mean, it would be like projected. It would be disgusting in here. I'd feel like I wouldn't even let the porters come in here and clean it. I would feel so guilty, like I would clean it myself. That's what the idea of Derek Carr being a Saint even longer makes me want to do. Our benevolent monarch, Derek Dallas Carr, the Emperor of Empty Yards. Did I make my point? You got it?
Loud and clear.
Good. Paul, you good?
Yeah.
Any ambiguity?
None.
Anybody unclear?
No.
No misgivings whatsoever about where I stand on Derek Carr and the possibility of restructuring his contract.
Zero.
I'm telling you what, Muse. I'll tell you this right now. You want a scone red-face rant? People like those things from time to time, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we put those up on YouTube, they go crazy.
Big numbers.
You want one of them? Restructure Derek Carr's contract. See what happens. Restructure Derek Carr and see what happens. You want a scone red-face rant? Brother, that may be the rant to end all rants. You thought The White House, the get-together at the White House.
Was that a rant, though?
That was a celebratory.
Yeah.
It was celebratory.
Cincinnati, that was a rant.
Cincinnati was a rant.
Any of the Traquan Smiths.
Yeah, all that rants. There was, who was the loser columnist from USA Today around COVID?
Oh, yeah, that guy.
No, it was a woman.
Oh, that woman.
Yeah, that was a rant. Those are rants. Those are rants. This would be that on steroids. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.